Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Newark, New Jersey, make some noise. How's everybody? Yes. Glad to be back in the Brick City for Black August.
Yes.
The Black August celebration is something that began for many after the execution of Soledad brother George Jackson on August the 21st, 1971. George Jackson, who founded the Black Panther Party in Soledad Prison. He was co-founder of the Black Guerrilla Family, and he led a rebellion against mass incarceration, which culminated in his death on August the 21st, 1971. On August the 7th, 1971, no, 70, I think it was, his brother, Jonathan Jackson, forgive me if I got the year wrong, but I think it was 70, his brother Jonathan Jackson stormed into a courtroom and took the judge hostage, the prosecutor hostage, and a few other folks. He wanted to negotiate the freedom of his big brother, George Jackson, and the other Soledad brothers, which was unsuccessful, and he was ultimately executed. I think they were in a getaway van, and he was murdered, and I believe the judge may have been murdered as well. August the 2nd, we have to remember one of our greatest literary giants, and I would argue one of the greatest Black intellectuals of all time, and one of the leading Black intellectuals of the second half of the 20th century, and that would be our brother James Baldwin. Brother James Baldwin, I believe intellectually was on the level of El-Hajj, Malik El-Shabazz, Malcolm X, and others. On August the 4th of 1964, or was it 65, that's when they discovered those 3 civil rights workers in Mississippi, which was turned into the infamous Mississippi Burning movie. James Chaney being the sole Black man who was pulled over, murdered with the 2 white men, and they would not allow him to be buried in the same cemetery. Some of y'all might not know this, but James Chaney was actually castrated. They removed his penis before they executed him. And not only that, at least one of those young men was buried while they were still alive. If you haven't seen the Mississippi Burning movie, it's one of my favorite. You need to go and watch it. The story of the SNCC workers who went into Mississippi to register people to vote and lost their life in the meantime. And then on August the 28th, we know that Emmett Till, one of the many Black Christs that have come to us in the form of our ancestors, Emmett Till, who showed up in Mississippi on August the 21st, 1955, would be executed on August the 28th, 1955. And of course, in Black August, we have Newark, New Jersey's own Whitney Houston, who's born a Leo. And of course, Michael Jackson, who's not a Leo, he's a Virgo, but he's Black August. We also have Kobe Bryant, who's Black August. And on August the 21st, we have the beginning of the Haitian Revolution. August 21st, 1791, 40 years later to the date. 40 years later, on the very same day of the Haitian Revolution, we have the Nat Turner Revolution on August the 21st, 1831. And then 140 years to the date, we get the George Jackson Prison Revolution on August the 21st. And of course, the birth of the Prince of Pan-Africanism on August the 21st. So brothers and sisters, I want to talk about the children. This is my annual back to school talk where I get to put on my school psychology hat. I don't get to put on my school psychology hat and my clinical psychology hat too often. But I want to do it for you, Newark, New Jersey, because this is the time. Number one, I'm going to go through 10 commandments for black parents. And I want my black parents to listen up really, 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 really well, because I'm going to say some things that you might not hear the whole school year. And then I'm going to make sure you have my phone number, so if you need to follow up, and if you need to schedule a consultation with Dr. Umar, we can do a telephone consultation. But I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that in order for me to help you, you gotta have dates and you gotta have paperwork. You gotta have dates and you gotta have paperwork. And I'm going to say this, a big reason why so many black parents, I don't care if it's Newark, New Jersey, I don't care if it's Jersey City, I don't care if it's Elizabeth, Montclair, Trenton, Camden, Willingboro, and all points in between. Atlantic City as well, where I've been. If you don't have dates, we can't create the timeline. And if we can't create a timeline of academic or behavioral offense against your child, we can't create a narrative. And if we can't create a narrative, we cannot win against the school system or the mental health system. And I want to say this to black fathers right from the beginning. Black fathers, I'm talking to you. I'm sick and tired of black fathers sending black mothers into these schools by themselves to fight for your sons. I'm tired of it. I am sick and tired of seeing black mothers in public schools fighting for black boys while the fathers are nowhere to be found. But you know what's interesting, Daddy? You don't miss a football game. You know what's interesting, Daddy? You don't miss a track meet. You know what's interesting, Dad? You don't miss a summer league basketball game. But you always seem to be missing at the suspension reinstatement hearing. You're always missing at the IEP meeting. You're always missing at the evaluation team meeting. Our boys could not be caught up in the school to prison pipeline if it was not for the negligence of black men. It is on us black men. We should always be present and available to go with the mothers of our children, especially the boys. She might can handle the girls on her own. A bottle of water if I can.
It's right down there, doctor.
Oh, thank you. Y'all gave me the little toddler bottle. I love you. But the father should always be there with the mother when it comes to the boys. She will get more respect. She will not be bullied because you're not going to stand for that. And black woman, if you can't take the biological father, take an uncle. If you can't take an uncle, take a cousin. If you can't take a cousin, take a nephew. If you can't take a nephew, I want you to come to Source of Knowledge bookstore and ask one of the queen mothers to find you a black man who will volunteer and go with you to your child's meeting. But black women, you cannot afford to go into a school meeting by yourself. If you can't find no men, take a couple of your sisters, a couple of your girlfriends, a couple of your sorors. There is no limit to how many people can be in a meeting. As you know, they like to gang up on y'all. For one black mother, they'll have 10 white people and 2 coons. I need you to always have somebody on standby. When you go into the meeting, if they got 7 people, you need to text somebody and say, bring 10. They got 10 people, you need to text somebody and say, bring 15. You should have as many as they have. The reason they bring so many people to your meeting is to gang up on you and to bully you. So don't go to meetings by yourself. And if that means you gotta postpone it, you postpone it. Well, Dr. Umar, They told me I had to meet today. There's no such thing. Can I say that one more time? There's no such thing as it got to be today. No, it don't. It don't never have to be today. They want it to be today, but it don't have to be today. And you have to stop letting them bully you. Let me ask you a question. When a lawyer has to go to court and the lawyer finds out something new, does the lawyer go to court or does the lawyer ask for a rescheduling of the hearing? They reschedule. Black mother, black father, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle, you are the attorney for your child. If you found out something 5 minutes ago and you don't know how to deal with this in the meeting and you need to have a consultation with Dr. Umar on the phone, then you reschedule it. Remember something, you do not have timelines. The school has timelines. Parents don't have timelines. If they tell you, we need this paper by Friday, that means you should have had it 3 Fridays ago. Are y'all following me? Don't let them put you in a corner and say, you got to sign this today or we won't get our funding. Yes, they will, but they will get in trouble for being late. And I'm telling you, let them get in trouble for being late. Let them be late. So the Department of Education in Trenton, New Jersey will look at Newark City schools suspicious, or look at Montclair or Elizabeth City schools suspicious. Don't let them bully you into signing papers you haven't read and don't understand. And if you find yourself in a meeting with a piece of paper and you don't understand what it means, you could text Dr. Umar. Text me the night before. Try to text me a week before. Say, Dr. Umar, I got this paper. I don't know what this means. And I will tell you what it means. So, with that being said, let's start with preschool. Once your child turns 3 years old, they are eligible for special ed services. This is why the hospital tends to discontinue services around 3 years old. The reason your medical insurance likes to cut off speech therapy, the reason your medical insurance likes to cut off physical therapy, the reason your medical insurance likes to cut off occupational therapy is because your child can get those services for free at Newark City Public School or any other public school in America. Special education is age 3 to age 21. I repeat, special education is age 3 to age 21. So if your child is graduating from the 12th grade and he still can't read, your daughter graduating from the 12th grade and she still can't count, why in the hell did you let them graduate your children? You call an IEP meeting, you tell them, my daughter is not academically functional or ready to graduate. My son is not academically functional or ready to graduate. You will continue to implement my child's IEP until they are academically functional on the 12th grade. And your child can continue to get special ed services right here in New Jersey, or Pennsylvania, or New York, or Texas, or Detroit, or Chicago, and I'm naming all those cities because everything I'm telling you right now is federal law. So it applies everywhere in America, the Caribbean islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and all other U.S. territories. Stop letting them graduate functionally illiterate special ed children. Black mothers and my fathers, you're gonna hear me say mothers a lot. I'm not leaving you out, black man. I appreciate you for fighting for our children, but it's usually the mothers. So I'm going to say mother. I need black mothers to stop getting frustrated and pulling your special ed child out of the charter school, pulling your special ed child out of the public school. That is a mistake. Well, Dr. Umar, he wasn't learning. So why did we take him to due process? Dr. Umar, they misdiagnosed him. So why did we get an independent eval? Dr. Umar, I didn't like the school. So why did we call an IEP meeting and ask for a private school? Stop taking special ed kids out of school. Leave them in, call me, and you fight. Special ed children have more rights than regular children. Let me say it again. Special ed children have more rights than regular children.